Hello class, I'm going to make this little quick video to show you how to solve some problems. So this is going to be part of my series called The Student Asked. So a few diligent students email me to ask me, how do I solve this kind of problems? So I'm going to do a little quick demo on one of them, and then I want you to apply the same things I talk about here to other problems on the quiz. And if you come upon an option that you're having trouble with, please email me. When you email me, please email me the question that is being asked and the choice that you're wondering about and your explanation as to why you're confused about that reasoning and that answer, whether you think it's correct or incorrect and why you're unsure. That allows me to see where your confusions are. Okay, so without further ado, let's look at this problem. So this problem is a brainstorming question. And many students were concerned or worried because they looked through all their notes, they probably Googled it, and they were wondering why I cannot find the answer. There's a number of these kind of brainstorming questions that you will not find the answer in the notes, but it's forcing you to think of the notes in a deeper way. Okay, so you're applying what you learn about endocrine signaling mechanism to this question. So the first thing you should do is you should say, okay, if it's about endocrine signaling mechanisms, where is the notes that talk about endocrine signaling? Okay, so you can draw that. So we talked about the stimulus activating an endocrine gland, and in that gland, releasing hormones, making and then releasing hormones. Okay, and then that hormone then acting upon a target cell or target organ to produce reactions. And that target organ or target cell has a receptor. And then what is generated from the target is a response. Okay, so this is the general endocrine signaling mechanism for all endocrine systems. But in order to really understand what's happening, I need you to understand what is really happening at every step. And the question we're looking at here is looking at the endocrine gland step. Okay, so we're looking at this item. So once you know you're at this item, make sure you review your notes and know what makes up an endocrine gland. What makes it tick? What turns it on? What turns it off? What does it produce? And what's going on? So after you know that, let's go through each choice. The endocrine gland was removed due to tumor, cancer, or other causes. So if I removed endocrine gland, would this be a pathology of the gland? Yes. Okay, so you want to go through each choice and put yes or no and explain. Well, yes, because if I don't have an endocrine gland, none of this whole system works, and it is a pathology to the system. The patient is born, so let me... Okay, hold on, I need to find a way to erase what I just did. Okay, so the patient is born without the functional endocrine gland. So this is saying, again, what if the gland is not there, right? If you're born without this or it doesn't work, then that is a pathology of the endocrine gland. So this is a yes. The receptor on the target cell is not correct. Okay, so let's then look at the next option. So that is referring to this step here, the receptor on the target gland. Well, what that is, can be a pathology. Is it a pathology of the endocrine gland? No, because that's the target. So this will be a no. The endocrine gland does not receive the stimulus properly. Okay, so here's the stimulus coming in. The stimulus is received by the endocrine gland. Okay? So if they do not receive that properly, nothing downstream will work. I talk a lot about if this is step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you don't have 2, nothing downstream. You can't continue to 3, 4, and 5. So that is a yes. The endocrine gland is being stimulated or inhibited by another source. This could be something the body produced or something the patient's taking. But that's very likely. Like, say if someone wants more hormones, but the stimulus is not giving you enough, okay? Or they feel like it's not enough. So what's going on is you can have something outside stimulating. This could be meds that you take, a supplement to stimulate the gland so that you can produce more hormone, right? So that can definitely happen. So this is a yes. Okay, too much stimulus is produced. That's step 1. So while this will affect the gland, this is actually a pathology of the stimulus above. Okay, so this will be a no, not a pathology of the endocrine gland, because you only want to select that applies to the endocrine gland. I want you to really understand what each step's role is. Okay, so that's a no. Okay, the endocrine gland fails to produce hormone, which means this is not happening, and this is not happening, and now this is the low or none, right? But the problem started with the endocrine gland, now it's affecting the hormones, that is a problem of the endocrine gland. So now that you're done, you can check yes, 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 and yes, and yes. So that will be the correct answer for question 11. I'm not going to do all of them for you, but I want you to apply the same principle to the other questions asked about the hormone and about the target glands. Go through each one, really draw it out, really think about it. I'm really big on making your thinking visible. So you went and draw it out so your thinking is visible, and you put yes or no. So every step of the way, you know exactly what you're thinking and what your reasoning are. Okay, so make a habit of doing this. This will help you in the very long run as the course gets more difficult, and in nursing as you apply medications and apply different treatments. Okay, if you have any questions, please send me an email or you can reply to this discussion thread. Good luck. Okay.